How juicy that pork is.
What's up? Welcome to the channel. This is LoveFoodMore and I'm Joshua Walbolt. Today we'll be showing you how to make the Filipino Eggroll Lumpia. Let's talk about what it is first. It's a pork egg roll, and it's very different than the Southeast Asian egg rolls that I'm used to. They have a little bit of noodles inside, a lot of vegetables, even some squash even. This is mainly pork, which is delicious. So in today's video, we'll be executing a lot of things, but we'll be focusing on how to make a lumpia filling and make it taste great in a way that you can guarantee that it tastes great. I'm gonna show you the fastest way to roll it, and I'm gonna show you what we put inside to make it delicious. So first thing I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to cut up this onion here. So I got a cutting board and I'm just going to cut it, you know, how we normally cut it and cut off the ends and just go down and cut them into small pieces. It's also known as a small dice. It's perfect for today's application. These carrots are perfectly fine how they are. We can just add it in or we can chop it up more if you like. So we have about 10 ounces of chopped carrot. I'll go in there, and our seasonings here are all ready for us to use. The only important thing we need, we can't forget about our eggs. We got 2 eggs, we're gonna use it. It should be enough for what we're doing. Oh, shoot, it's fine. That's what I meant to do. So we're gonna crack it on the flat surface so that the eggshell doesn't go into the shell, or into the egg. Once the egg's cracked, we're gonna put it into a little mixing bowl, and then give it a little whisk, like this. Next thing you can't forget is some garlic. You can never have really enough garlic, so I'm just gonna cut about a handful here. This is about a whole bulb, probably a bulb and a half. I buy my garlic pre-peeled because I use so much of it. You can go through and cut it like an onion. I'll just go through and slice them up like this. If you have a lot of garlic and you don't think you're gonna use it all, just run it through a RoboCoupe, pulse it, add some oil afterwards, like put it into a bowl and add some olive oil, and then you got some garlic chopped ready to go. That's what I'm doing with here. I'm just bouncing my knife. I got 2 fingers here, and I'm just bouncing, letting go. Use this 3rd finger as a little support here, and you can just go through. Get a nice chop. So into our bowl here, we're gonna have 2 pounds of lean ground pork. Got this from my butcher. Then we have the fatty pork. If you notice, it's kind of white. That's the fat, right? Let's add it in. So we have a total of 3 pounds of pork right here. And now easily enough, we're gonna add our onion and garlic. And then 10 ounces of carrots, we're gonna add it in. Probably add in half the bag, so we'll probably do 5 ounces. Now to mix it, you can use your hands. I have my hands, I'm gonna use a glove. And we're just gonna mix it. But first, let's season it. So we got black pepper. It's better to use coarse ground black pepper, not coarse, but like freshly ground. It's gonna taste better. I know we added garlic already, but we're gonna add some garlic powder as well, because you can never have too much garlic. And plus this garlic powder adds a different garlic flavor, if that makes sense. So that about, cannot forget, fish sauce. Now this is a controversial topic, but we go with that little bit of this guy. This is MSG. Uncle Roger would be proud. And a little bit goes a long way. Like that'll literally season this whole thing. We're gonna add a little bit of soy sauce as well. And then now I'm gonna add another ingredient. This is tatiputi, cane vinegar. Give you a nice look at that bottle. This is my favorite vinegar to use for everything. Cane vinegar. It's nice, sweet, very similar to apple cider, but not as tart. So we're gonna add about, let's do, you want to add that last because that's gonna start to cure the meat. So add that once you know you're ready to mix and ready to go. Now I would love to add some scallions in here, but I just don't have any on me right now. I left them all at the restaurant, so we're just gonna go ahead and mix this up. Don't squeeze the meat too much. You just want to try to Mix it all together. If you have a mixer, just go ahead and throw it in your mixer, but like, we don't need to be fancy here, guys. It just smells so good. Something about fish sauce and pork. This is one of my favorites. If you look at it, you can kind of see how the white got mixed in with the pink really nicely. I'm gonna go a little bit longer, but you don't want to work it too much because then it's gonna get warm, right? You don't want warm meat. These nice pork patties. Now, very important, we have to taste the filling. Now, don't eat raw pork. You can do that, but it's not gonna taste the same because the final product's gonna be cooked. So it doesn't make any sense to taste it when it's raw, right? None of that, you might get sick. Don't do that. Just pan fry it. I like to do it. I just put it in the pan and stir fry with the oil. So that's what we're gonna do here. Just a little bit. I'm with, right? Now it looks good to taste. On top, heat up again and try it out. Make sure it's good. And then into a bag. You can use a Ziploc bag if you like, or if you have a piping bag like this. You can fill all your meat in here. Or cut off the tip. Now cut small first, because if you want it to go bigger, you can always go bigger. If you're gonna want to go smaller, it's a little harder to do that. There we go. Nice little meat bag. Our pastry wrapper here is thawed out. So now we're going to just keep it covered so we make sure that it doesn't dry out. And we're gonna lay them out across our space that we're working here. So you see it, I'm gonna put it on the sheet tray. So I'm going to line this up about the same distance. So we're going about this wide. So now that the meat's in the bag, we're just gonna go ahead and lightly push the meat evenly across this paper. And then once it's evenly set across, we're just gonna roll it, and then we're gonna roll it in paper roller itself. So if you know something about lumpia, it's really a lot of the pastry wrapper. So that makes it really crispy. And you're probably wondering like, oh, how do we get these cut into small pieces like the Shanghai lumpia? Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll it, and then once they're all rolled, we're gonna set them in the freezer. So we have our paper here. What I found works best this method is to do it 2 sheets. This sheet's gonna go right on top of it. Not right on top, but like next to it, right? We're gonna glue them together with a little egg. All right, now our lumpia is rolled here. Now we just gotta make sure that they're not touching before we throw it in the freezer. Because if they're frozen together, they're gonna stick together, and then you're gonna have a hard time cutting them or getting them out. I sound like John from Food Wishes. So today we're gonna make our favorite dish, the Filipino Eggroll. I love that guy. He's the freaking OG, man. They're all separated, and now we're going to the freezer. Next day already. Let these freeze overnight. They're stiff. Now we can go ahead and cut them up. Looks good. Now we're good. I'm just gonna go down and cut them up. And another thing you can do, instead of like lining up another piece, we can take a piece of tape. Just mark it here. See the size you want it. They might be shaped different, they might curve at the end. Okay. And just repeat until all your lumpia are cut. Refreeze or fry. Look how perfectly they're stuffed, you know?
They're filled with meat.
There we have it, all our lumpia. Put these away. We'll fry for a couple, see how they turn out. Look at all these lumps. It's already looking so good. Just put on a little paper towel to blot off the excess oil. If you want to, stand them up like this in a napkin so like the excess grease can come out. Take a lick here at them.
You can see how this pork gets caramelized, right? It's like dark. That means that this is crispy pork, and like there's something about frying pork that makes it so good and so delicious. And like I can feel this shell, like
See that? Like that just sounds crispy. Alright, let's try to break it. Oh yeah, that's just good.
and the pork is fully cooked. The shell is all
country.
the meat juices flow right into the shell.
Oh man. You can see how juicy this is.
Look how juicy that pork is. It's insane. We'll give it a try. Make some Filipino Shanghai Lumpia and roll this way. It saves a lot of time. It comes out super great, super delicious. If you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button and the like button down below. And stay tuned to our next video. I'm Joshua Walbolt, and I know you love food, but my goal is to get you to love food more. Let's do that with some Shanghai Lumpia.